So you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing is you're gonna run the setup and you're gonna install Autodesk the normal way by clicking install. You're gonna click next. You're gonna agree. Just put some info in here. Doesn't have to be real, just put some random info in there. Then you can choose to have a desktop shortcut if you want. I'm not gonna have it because I don't use my desktop, so I just click next, next, next. That's pretty much it.
So that's for Autodesk.
So the next step is to update it to patch 2, or what we call a service pack 2. After it's finished, we'll go through the installing process of updating it to service pack 2. Now that now we just wait a little bit longer, and now it's installed. So the next step is to go to your service pack 2, and you're gonna run setup.exe in your service pack. And this should just automatically update by clicking next. The next step is you're gonna go to Autodesk folder in the C program files, x86, Autodesk, 3ds Max 9. You're going to right click the 3ds Max and you're going to click Properties. And then you're going to go to Compatibility. You're going to change settings for all users and run this program as administrator. And then save that by clicking OK twice. And now what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. You're going to click Yes on the prompt. Now you're going to get a screen kind of like this. You're just going to click Activate. You're going to click Next. You're going to click Enter an activation code. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to there's a key generator that's included. You're just going to take this number here, this code here, and you're going to type it here, which it's going to take me forever. So I'm just going to, you're just going to type it without any spaces, kind of like that. So you can see from there to here, you're going to click calculate. You're going to copy this, paste it down here, choose wherever you're at. This can be anything. I'm just going to do, there we go. And then you're going to click next. And you should get a screen that says right here, confirmation. When you get this, that means everything is good to go and you can click finish. And now it should open up for the very first time. It does take a while. You're just going to close this little thing out. And now you got the whole 3ds Max installed. The next step is to set it up so we can use it for a universe at war. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out 3ds Max. We're going to go over to the plugins, and you'll have these two. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Program Files x86, Autodesk, 3ds Max 9. You're going to go to plugins. You're going to copy over, you're going to go to the importer, copy the DLU file right here, the Alamo 2 Max, and then go back to the exporter. You're going to copy the Bink W32 and the Max to Alamo instead of Alamo to Max. Now we're done with that. So now we're going to go down to scripts, startup. And we're going to go back to importer and copy the Alamo to max.ms. Now we're going to go back. We're going to go to UI, macro scripts, and copy this petroglyph invasion extensions, quick export, whatever this file is, and drop it in here. The last step is to go to your documents, go to 3ds Max. You're going to go to material libraries, and you're going to copy this right over. Now we got everything installed. Now we got to configure it all. So to configure this, we're going to open up 3ds Max, and we're going to configure all the settings. So this is going to take a minute to open up. So now to configure it. So the first thing to do is we're going to click customize, customize user interface. And then this should come up. You're going to go over to menus. You're going to change category all the way down to petroglyph extension invasion. You're going to expand file over here. You're just going to drag this in between the file and new scene, and it's going to draw this blue line. You want it to be right there, and then you can close it out and confirm that the button is right here. So you should see an invasion quick export. That means you did that correct. The next thing to do is to set up the shaders and everything. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your C drive, and you're going to create a new folder called projects with a capital P. And then you're going to create a folder inside of it called invasion with a capital I. And then you're going to create a folder called arts with a capital A. And then you're going to create a folder called shaders with a capital S. Now, you're going to go over to your Universe at War mod tools, and you're going to copy over a couple files from it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your mod tools, which will look something like this. You're going to go to the art, shaders. You want to go to the DirectX 9 or DX9. Now you're going to select everything and drop it in here. Now, the next thing is we're going to create a folder called textures. And now that is set up. So the next step is to go to this hammer, go to Max Script. You're going to click on this little drop down, and you're going to click Alamo. Now you're going to click texture path, and you're going to point this to your textures right here inside of the art. And then the shaders, well, it's going to be the shaders folder right next to the textures. So you go to shaders, okay.
But hypothetically, it doesn't have to be in the C drive. You could put that anywhere and choose a
Well, the
different location.
shaders do have to be in the C drive. The textures can be anywhere, but this is just to make it all in one place to make it easier to work with.
Gotcha.
And then I think you're good to get started. So what I would do is I would just start creating an object and start getting started with a project. Let's say we want to create, I don't know, a box. There. Oh yeah, I forgot. You might want to create a. Oh yeah, before you do this, you want to go to program files. You're going to create a folder called Sega with a capital S, like this. And you're going to create a folder called Universe at War, Earth Assault, exactly like this, caps and everything. And then you're going to create an art, and then you're going to create a models folder and textures. Then after that, you should be good. So what you do, you're going to create your model, blah, blah, blah. Now, to view your shaders, what you're going to do is you're going to click on one of these materials. You're going to click here, and you're going to click MTL library. And then you're going to click open. And then you're going to click on the universe at war. And now you can access all your shaders. So I'm just going to do what's called a default. So you may have to browse through your shaders manually sometimes, especially with AI default. I'm just going to make this into a collision box so it'll be easier to just work with. So what you do, I'm just going to set this up. So Alamo utility. I call this enable collision and I set this to hidden.
Right.
Actually, I don't want it hidden because I want to. Now, now what you do is you just do a quick export.
Does it need a bone?
No, unless you're moving the object. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I need a. I'm just going to make my models folder in here as well. Now, when you export, there it is.
Woo!
But let's change the color of it. So if we go in here, and click on the object and we go to material, drag this over to the object, and then we add a collision shader. Now we can choose a color. Let's have, I don't know, a red box. Now, when we export, there it is. There's our little red box.
Noise.
Well, that's pretty much it. And then to import, you just go to here and just click on Max Script, Object Importer. With these set up properly, you just click import, select your allo file, and it should import. But you have to make sure your textures do exist in the folder. But that's pretty much it.
Sounds good. Any questions, Cypher?
Cypher said, nope.
All